So first I'm just going to show you the inputs first, and then I'm going to give you a demonstration of what I'm doing in game, and then I'll show you how to do those inputs on the hitbox. This also works on keyboard. And it also works on hitbox and mixbox and even pad if you can do it fast enough. And there's King's Wave Dash right there. Kind of sloppy. Haven't really warmed up today, so getting my rhythm correct is a little bit difficult. Now we're going to try the other side. Very easy to do. And then King's Wave Dash again. Getting there. We are getting there. Yeah, that's good enough, right? There we go. A little bit. I need to work on it. Boom, 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 boom. Back, 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 back. Boom, boom, boom. And you can change the speed of which you do this too. I can go really, really slow, or I can be a green rank with it. Yeah. Being a green rank with it. Yeah, look at me go. Alright. So, I'm going to explain how I'm doing this. So I'm going to move my camera down here, and you can see my buttons. So, when you're doing Korean backdash, I'm utilizing SOCD. So basically, I'm just holding back on here, and I'm pressing these two buttons. Now, the faster you press the buttons, the more cleaner your Korean backdash is going to be. More specifically, the down input. So if I just plink, I'm going to be ducking very quick, rising very quick. So you can see here, like, I'm plinking, but you can barely see me duck. And a lot of people Korean backdash like this, and you can visibly see their duck, or just doing it like this way, you know. And what the Hitbox Hitbox Dustin is what his name is, but he suggests is you just alternate between down back like so. However, my method, I'm just using one finger and I'm gliding in between the two inputs here, from down and forward, down, forward, down, forward, down, forward. And the faster you do it, you could have like a really stupid, useless Korean backdash, like that, but it's not as effective. Now, if you just do this slow, you can gain space. I prefer to go around this way. A lot of people say I'm using a macro when I'm fighting them online. Even on PS4 when I was playing, they were saying I was using a macro. But again, to just make it really simple and really easy for you, I gotta do this kind of backwards. Okay. So, this is kind of what the hitbox will be looking like through your eye. I'm gonna rest it on my chest here, try to. Be a good way to do this. Probably about like this. I'll just set it up straight. So, rest my chin on it here. You can see my microphone. So again, you're just pressing back, and you are gliding between these two inputs, just like so. It's very easy to do. You're just gliding like that. You can do the same thing on controller, but you're just going to hold the analog stick backwards. So you're going to hold it back. And then on the D-pad, you're just going to do down, forward, down, forward, down, forward, down, forward. Now you're not going to be able to do it as quick like so on a pad. Mixbox too. What I don't like in Mixbox is their square caps. You have like square caps on your inputs. So like with the Hitbox, you can see, let me try to get this correct. Yeah, you can see how small those buttons are. And I can just using the very tip of my finger, barely touch them. And that result in the input, just barely touch them. And that's fundamental when I'm doing King's Wave Dash, because I'm doing the SOCD Wave Dash, so I'm holding forward, and the inputs are forward, down, forward, down. Well, forward, forward, down, forward, forward, down, forward, forward, down. But if you do them really quick in succession, and if I move the camera here, you can see you can see all the forward inputs here. I don't have my cursor on, but you can see them. So I'll just move my camera up and you can see the inputs here. I'll move me over too so you can actually see them. Ting is wave dashing with that. And all I'm doing is my hands, I'm tapping the forward input. Well, the back input is SSD, but for the sake we're going to think of it on SSD, I'm tapping it. So I'm doing one tap, and then my other finger is going forward, down, forward, down, forward, down. So tap, forward, down, tap, forward, down, tap, forward, forward, down. If you are a guitar player, this kind of resembles the gallop technique, where you're doing a gallop. And that's how I actually learned how to do King's Wave Dash. I'm going to open up Spotify here for a moment, and I'm going to play a little guitar riff that has a decent gallop. I'm just going to play Cobra and the Lotus, because there's a good gallop there in this song here. I'll just display that for you real quick. But this is how I actually learned how to gallop. And the gallop's coming up, so I'm just going to turn this all the way up and to a moderate degree where you can hear. And I'm going to gallop my inputs to the song.
Knowledge loves the pain, darkness fades away.
So you can hear that gallop there, and it's going do 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 do. That's all I'm doing with my fingers, except the rhythm I'm going is 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. You know, 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2, like so here. So 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2 1 1 2. So forward forward down forward forward down forward forward down forward forward down. If you do it really quick, you get that. So it's not when you're doing your wave dash to your inputs, you're not pressing forward and then down at the same time and letting go. You're pressing forward and then down, forward and then down. Because if you press them at the same time, you kind of get a gallop, and it's not as precise as you want it to be. Because for one, you can't control when you're rising. So I can control when I rise and when I fall. But if you do it at the same time, it's really sloppy and it's really kind of, you lose a lot of ground when you do it that way. I'm just going to go down here, put the camera down there for a moment to show you something. If I do it really slow, I gain a lot more speed. And if I'm doing the actual 1-2 method rather than tapping them at the same time, I would say tapping them at the same time is good if you're like doing your opposite hand and you don't have proper control, but I like to use both my hands. And if I want to do like a from P1 side, if I want to do like an arm breaker, you know, I have my 3 and 4 keys reversed, so I just have to press it straight down, which is good for me anyway, but that's just a preference. But if I want to do an arm breaker, and I have to time it right as he's crouching. Nope. And I got to be very careful to not press the very sensitive say and law buttons that are down there. I'm better on this on P2 side because that's when I practice my grabs. Nope. 1 2. Nope. And my fingers are extremely crowded here. So I have to do it. There it is. I have to do it right as I'm ducking and doing a giant swing out of a wave dash. Not that difficult, not that hard, but the more you get used to this, the more things you can do with it. And like Shining Wizard 2, I guess I'll talk about that as well. When you're doing King Shining Wizard on Hitbox, I do forward, and then with my other 2 fingers I'm gliding down like pianoing. So like this, and it's forward with the index finger forward, plink, plink, and then I'm pressing a giant swing. So forward, plink, plink, Well, that was a failed one. And you can do this relatively at any range. Nope. And you'll feel it when you mess up and when you get it. You will absolutely feel it. Let me change that so I'm not... Alright. Boop. Boop. And a good way to practice your instant shining wizards is to put your opponent on break all. Where is it? Opponent player escapes on break all throws. So he will break the shining wizard. And this is an extremely good way to practice your shining wizard here. Because this is pretty much as close as you really need to be for shining wizard. I mean, you can do some really stupid things. Like my favorite setup by far with shining wizard is shining wizard into shining wizard. So I'll hit him with down 4. And the shining wizard, down 4. Oh, down 4. Shining wizard, down 4. Shining wizard. You know, things like that. It's really good. And crouch dash muscle buster. Oh, that was a failure. Crouch dash muscle buster. You can do crouch dash muscle buster. Crouch dash forward neutral 2 is really good. That's a really good tool. Same thing with the other counter hit. But you can't be running when you do it. So there's the counter hit. And again, as a shining wizard method, I'm doing forward, and then I'm pressing 4. So forward, 4. But when I'm not doing forward, neutral, I'm tapping forward, then holding it down with my index finger. And I missed it there. So forward. That's forward, neutral, forward. Same thing is also true with forward 1. It's the same technique there where I'm just gliding with 2 fingers. And the same thing is also very good for instant shining wizards into the knee or the Atlas hammer. But yeah, I'm gonna make a more detailed guide into this.